Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, you might have noticed something very interesting. The market is pretty much performing exactly how I predicted about 48 hours ago. I'm not saying I'm the market guru and I know exactly what is happening, but I'm just trying to give you guys a technical analysis in terms of what is to be expected from the market in the coming few days. Now, if we talk about the current posture of Dogecoin, let's just say we're sitting on a very critical support zone, especially 20 cents being broken. It's gonna open doors to 17.5 and much lower prices for the Dogecoin market. Now, if we talk about Bitcoin on the other end, well, breaking below 116,500 was very big deal, because now the next support is all the way down until 107 to 106,000. Before that, there's not much that will be slowing down the Bitcoin price. So is this a good time to buy? Personally, I would say it's a good time to hold off just so you can make the decision a little bit later. On the other end, Bitcoin reacts as Federal Reserve's Adriana resigns amid the uncertainty over Powell's leadership. Now, this person is a very big person. She is part of the Federal Reserve Board, and we're going to get into the full details of this. Now, the US economy did actually, add a little bit lower amount of jobs than expected in July, and that's the reason why the crypto market and the stock market yesterday did face a really strong pullback, including the US dollar. And who is Trump blaming? Well, the job numbers are being produced by Biden appointee. So now let's just say the blame is just being passed around. Bitcoin has lost the critical support close to 117,000. All eyes now are on the next major level, close to 107, while Dogecoin crashes below the key support with 751 million in crypto longs wiped out. Now, before we get into the full details of all that, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with the crypto market, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, and especially turn on your notifications so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news first. And while you're there, drop a like on it. We'll just update the barcode, then push the video to more people. More people are paying attention to what's happening to the crypto market. They decide to buy into it. It starts backing up, and a lot of us make a lot of profit. So make sure you go down and slap a like on it. Now, first of all, let's talk about the price action. Now, you guys can see that ever since Bitcoin has fallen under close to 116,000, there's not major support area that's actually slowing down the Bitcoin price. I mean, we were at all-time high, but during the the rise, there was no time for Bitcoin to be able to sustain a little bit of a price rally, and that's why the pullback that currently we are on is suggesting that we're going to go down all the way to 107,000, because that's the key support level that's going to be holding a drop off from where we are sitting. And if we talk about the open interest, you realize that the liquidations, well, for Bitcoin was extreme, close to $120 million lost by the long traders, and that's just in the last 24 hours. And even though the long traders have lost so much money, the long traders on the buy chart are slowly starting to control the market, with about 65% now going long on Bitcoin. Now, if we talk about Dogecoin on the other end, the open interest amount has dropped by about 10%, and the liquidations are looking very heavy. First of all, if you just look at the long traders, again, they have suffered quite a big blow, with close to $19 million being liquidated just in the last 24 hours, and the long to the short ratio is slowly starting to favor the long traders quite a significant amount. I mean, 81% are going long currently, and I'll happily load up when the price hits 107,000, and that's what I'm talking about. I feel like currently the majority of the whales after this pullback are now waiting for the critical support before they actually load up on more Bitcoin, and that's why you guys can see that this pullback is showing a little bit of consolidation, but the chance of a recovery is a little bit slim. I'm not saying it's not possible, because sometimes these little supports can also make a huge difference, and you guys can see this was only for a couple of hours, but that has actually slowed down the market drastically. This time around, Monday is going to be quite a significant open, because we will be able to see what kind of decision the market is going to make, and that's why 107,000 would be the critical support that you guys should be waiting for. And SEC announces visit to major US cities to meet with Bitcoin and crypto founders. The goal to address concerns and solve key industry issues. Now, this is the best step that SEC could have taken. Why? Because you need to understand, just making decisions is easy, but going around and actually learning everything about the industry before you give all the reasoning, all the regulatory forms is much better way to ensure that it comes to a proper ground, if that makes sense. And that's why they're going to be going around and having roundtables, which will allow for them to have clear understanding of crypto and give a proper regulation to crypto. SEC to host the crypto roundtables across the US, which means they're going to be meeting with a lot of different people around the entire country trying to come to some sort of conclusion. Now, we all know that the last few days for Visa has been a big deal because Visa expands settlement platform with Stellar and Avalanche, adding to the stable coins that they are already helping out. Now, keep in mind, the stable coins that they were helping out was a big deal, but now having Stellar and Avalanche as well is definitely showing you that, you know, PayPal and our boys in Visa are trying extremely hard to support crypto as much as possible. And Dogecoin slides 8%, but long-term channel holds. Can Doge rebound? And the simple answer is it's actually heavily going to be dependent on the way Bitcoin market will be able to do. If it keeps slipping until 107,000, there is a chance that Dogecoin will go back and retest close to 17.5. And Dogecoin price forecast, Doge extends losses as open interest funding rates plunge. Now, as I mentioned, the open interest has taken a little bit of a pullback, and now it's at about 1.5 billion as compared to 2.4, which was just a couple of days ago. But there is still a little bit of strength as long as, you know, the technical indicator suggesting a possible further decline. So 17.5 is going to be the further decline that a lot of people are waiting for Dogecoin. And when it comes to Bitcoin, a lot of people are waiting for the critical support close to 107,000. Now, Bitcoin faces a key support test and mixed technical signals and market uncertainty. And especially, you need to understand, a lot of people were going with very high leverage, and that's the reason why the market came to a very fearful situation, to say the least. And with that fearful situation, there was a lot of uncertainty that was definitely building up. And new crypto exchange built for American traders debut with the regulation focused platform. Now, this is huge because Get.io is now, you know, trying to cater to the US and make sure that they get involved with crypto as much as possible. And MicroStrategy pauses Bitcoin purchase amid the stock decline and rising strategic uncertainty. Finally, they're showing signs of a little bit of, you know, fearfulness. I'm not saying this is a good thing because obviously the more they buy, the price will go higher, but this gives you perspective that right now there is a little bit of uncertainty, and that's why everyone has come to a standstill. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Nothing I said today is financial advice, just my personal opinion. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys very soon.